Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
We are from Group 7. We will gonna present on topic laser.
My name is Ahmad Shahir Ashraf bin Shukran, 1816689.
My name is Nurul Aneesa binti Azim, 1812968.
And my name is Ain Najihah binti Abdullah, 181598.
Now we go to the learning outcomes. Generally, there are 4 learning outcomes. The first one is principle of production of laser. Second one is differences. The third one is conditions of producing laser. And the last one is characteristics of laser. So, there are 2 types of laser. These types of laser are determined by their principle of production. The first principle of production is spontaneous emission, and the second one is stimulated emission. Now we go to the conditions of producing laser. The first one is active level medium, or it is well known as metastable. What is metastable? Metastable is an excited state of electron whose lifetime is appreciably long. So from the first emission, which is spontaneous emission, we know that the electron jump from the higher energy to lower energy. When it is at the higher energy, it only stays for a while. When the time is longer, it is called metastable condition. The second condition is optical pump, and the third one is optical resonant cavity.
So the first one, we will go to the spontaneous emission. Spontaneous emission is the emission of electromagnetic radiation due to electron jumping from higher energy levels to lower energy levels in a random manner. So we will go to the production of laser by spontaneous emission. It is occur when an atoms have somehow absorbed some discrete amount of energy. They are driven to one of the excited state. An electron of one of those atoms jumps to a higher energy level. It stays in that level only for a very short time. Eventually, it jumps to a lower energy level, and the atoms emit electromagnetic radiation whose energy is carried away by a photon. So this emission of electromagnetic radiation due to electrons jumping from higher energy levels to lower energy levels in a random manner is known as spontaneous emission.
Next, the stimulated emission. It is the emission of photon by an excited atom in the presence of electromagnetic radiation of the right frequency. The production of laser by stimulated emission is the atoms absorbs photons associated with this electromagnetic radiation. The photon absorption by the atoms causes many electrons of the atoms to jump from energy level of initial energy to a higher energy level E1. If left alone, an electron will eventually jump back to initial energy, emitting a photon by means of spontaneous emission. However, if a photon also of frequency f happens to be present, an electron in energy level E1 can be induced to jump back to energy level initial energy by emitting a photon of frequency f which is in phase with the incident photon.
Now, we already know 2 types of processing or producing laser. The first one is spontaneous, and the second one is stimulated emission. And what are the differences between these 2 emissions? The first one is spontaneous emission emit electromagnetic radiation, while stimulated emission emit photon. The second difference is the spontaneous emission is incoherent. So what makes this emission is incoherent? Because they are different in energy, phase and direction, and the emission is random, while stimulated emission is coherent. It is because the it is same in energy, phase and direction. Now we go to the important part of knowing laser, which is its characteristics. The first one, it has very high intensity. The second one, it is very coherent. Third one, it is nearly monochromatic. The fourth one, it has very small divergence. And the last one, it can be focused at a very fine spot. Okay,
That's all from us.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.